Howdy folks, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am your host, The Mighty Bjorn, and today for you I have a Marvel's Avengers Supervillain Showcase, and today I'm going to be talking about Ulik. And basically the premise of this video is we don't have a whole lot of villains out there. It's to throw some history about the different villains in the games or the comics, and hopefully we'll be actually seeing these villains in the future in the game. It's kind of a bit of a pitch idea also of how I would introduce him, how does he tie into the game with the current story, or what they can add to the game to make the character work, things of that nature. Because let's be honest, guys, we need some more villains that we can fight on a daily basis. Right now, having two super villains, that being Taskmaster and Abomination at the time of this recording, is just not enough, and we really need to see more. I was really hoping they were going to be adding a Super Adaptoid as a villain sector, but so far speaking, that has not happened. So here's to hoping in the future that we'll also see a Super Adaptoid as a daily villain sector that we can do. But Ulik, also known as Ulik the Unstoppable Troll and Kane Ulik, and that's because he's king of the rock trolls, has different ties to various different teams, including the Dark Council and obviously the rock trolls. He also has ties to Loki and Enchantress and the Wrecking Crew, and I would actually, to introduce him in the game, I would definitely flex the ties because Loki is in game. If you've done the Thor quest line, you're well aware of that Loki actually is in the game and was running around impersonating Thor, and it would be a good chance to actually introduce Ulik as a character that, as a villain that the characters can fight because of Loki. Essentially, you know, Loki kind of uses Ulik as a bodyguard or just a way to deal with the Avengers while he does what he does, his typical trickery. He would first appear in Thor number 137, February of 1967, and he was created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. And yeah, he's made multiple appearances since then. He's actually fought in Thor to a stalemate multiple times. I don't know if he's actually ever defeated Thor. I can't recall any, but obviously I have not been able to read every single comic book under the sun. And I would say that yes, it's a possibility that he has defeated Thor, because when it comes to strength levels, Ulik is actually an equal to Thor. And that being said, there's also the Pounders, which is a set of Asgardian knuckle dusters that he wears, and it allows him to actually hit harder than his normal strength level. Powers wise, Ulik is a rock. He has rock troll physiology, so his strength is increased. He has superhuman speed, agility, stamina, reflexes, and toughness. He's also been known to carry a mace or a sword, and then obviously, as I said a bit ago, he's got the Pounders, which if I was to model him in game, I would actually give him the Pounders, since that's the typical Ulik weapon that he uses. With that being said, I would make him I wouldn't make him extremely quick. I would pretty much put him on par with, say, Abomination's stat line wise, but I would make the attacks different. I would give him some kind of thunderclap type of attack, kind of like what Hulk has as one of his specials, which he has thunderclap, which is an AoE, as well as I would make it so he could pound the ground to do another AoE. He would be tough to fight. However, he wouldn't be incredibly fast. Although that being said, Abomination's not really incredibly fast. I actually feel when it comes to speed-wise, Taskmaster actually feels faster than Abomination. That being said, though, it feels like to me that Abomination takes a bit more of a beating than Taskmaster does. So that's how I would actually play that out. Maybe even possibly throw in a couple rock trolls in there as backup units. And basically the whole basis I would use is a storyline setup where the Avengers actually has to go to Asgard because of Loki and do various different quest lines and missions in Asgard. And then that's where it would be an extended Thor mission chain, if you will. And that would bring us to fight, at the end of that, bring us to a fight with Ulik himself, as well as they could bring him in as a daily quest chain. You know, they could say something along the lines of, he was actually locked up in an Asgardian prison and escaped, and, you know, that just so happens to happen every day, or whenever you do the mission, whatever. You know, not this clone bullshit that they're doing with Abomination and Taskmaster, but it would give us a new villain to fight. It would make a tough villain. A lot of AoE attacks, a lot of power attacks. I would even make it where he could rip up like a chunk of the ground and throw rocks, kind of like Hulk does at the Avengers. A lot of different types of AoE attacks, a lot of hard-hitting power attacks, and definitely play the strength of his increased toughness because of the fact he's a rock troll. And maybe even throw in there moments where he actually pulls out his mace and tries to attack you with his mace as well. But I would definitely be more focused on him using his pounders. Anyway, folks, that's my video on Ulik, King of the Rock Trolls. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for tuning in, and have yourself a wonderful day.